could stomp it with your boots and take it out.
Oh, I should have killed it?
Yeah.
Ow.
At least that.
Man.
That's kind of
Heartless.
hardcore.
How do you figure out
Smash it with a boot?
Yeah,
Ow.
just stomp the damn thing.
Let
It's
nature
fucking
take
suffering.
its course, man.
You're sitting there getting off and it's struggling, trying to. You're gonna bring
Yes.
this last breath. You're gonna pick her and
Yeah.
just suck up that last fucking breath.
That's what I was doing. I'm Shang
I needed
Tsung
soul.
from Mortal Kombat.
You don't need to be in here.
Well, I pushed record already.
Oh, yeah.
You got pre-com going? Is that what we're doing?
It's a little bit of early stuff, you know.
I got you.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Early in the
fuck it.
morning with your jizz.
Welcome to the Garbage Pail Skids Podcast. I'm Shane Kopke, and I'm here. I'm your host, Shane Kopke, and I'm here with Tim Gage.
You're looking at the wrong side. I'm Tim Gates. That's Kevin.
I know, but I wanted to see if he was reacting to anything. And Kevin McNichols.
Hey!
Who, of course, has to do something absolutely retarded at the beginning of the show. Why not?
We can't start the show without it.
I can't disappoint them. What can I say?
Who are you
He's
disappointing?
feeding the baby birds.
I
man.
don't know.
Gotta
Someone might be disappointed.
Feed
All right.
those birds.
Maybe that's why Kevin's was turned down. He is fucking loud.
Yeah.
Am I loud?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were loud.
I'm
I'm loud right
quiet
now.
as fuck. And that last one was pretty quiet too.
I don't know. I didn't
Even
listen
through my
to it.
TV speakers, it was quiet as shit. I'd actually throw on a sound bar and shit.
What,
to hear it.
the last episode?
Yeah, it just
Really?
seemed a bit quiet to me.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
That's all.
whatever. I guess I
All
don't
of us,
know.
not just me, all of us.
Well, if it's all of us, then that's an editing thing.
Yeah.
I adjusted the
I like- I-
volume to the same level
I
always
bet you.
do.
I bet you anything that he does a different volume every fucking
Maybe
time.
I'm going deaf. That could be it too. That's just maybe
It's
I can't
the
hear very
same
well.
Yeah, it's
volume
probably the
every
diabetes.
time.
Probably it. No, I had my blood test today. I'm good.
Yeah, and they're like, it's
I'm
90% sugar.
It's like, oh, you've
90%
got
gravy.
AIDS, but that ain't the half of your problems. You've also got high cholesterol.
I'm good, man. I passed the tests. I can do what I do.
I just figured they'd be like, look, you know what? We're gonna let you keep your license, but you don't have much longer.
No, the
So we're
doctor
just-
was weird as shit. He's got some. Well, I guess not theories. They're scientific things. He's like, check your fingernails. Keep an eye on your fingernails.
Well, that's
If
actually
you're
you
a
got like a
sign.
hand, a fingernail.
I don't
fetish?
remember what that's a sign for,
It's
but that
low
is a
O2
sign.
in your system. Your fingernails start swelling up. And
Okay.
they call it club nail or something like that. Or,
Yeah.
And that's how you can tell if you have like lung disease or something like that. And because obviously I smoked for 25 years.
It's a long time.
I smoked a long time
I
too.
gotta keep an eye on my fingernails now, so make sure I don't have lung disease.
See, I think I only
Isn't that
smoked.
odd?
That's
Yeah.
weird.
But I mean, look, if it's a sign, it's a sign.
Yeah,
You don't
so
want to
you
fucking
take-
just die.
You take your two fingernails and put them up against each other, and if you can see a diamond, you're good. You're gold.
What does that mean?
You see a diamond between
Diamonds?
Yeah, I
a,
can see
a,
one.
a
You
You mean
knuckle
you
and
can
your
make
nail.
diamonds with your fingernails? That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So when your nails and your knuckles
yes.
are touching,
Speaking of diamonds, dipshit over here.
Diamonds?
Why the fuck would it take you a month to tell us that you got engaged? I know that we found this out last episode. I'm still
No.
fucking reeling over this shit. We're supposed to be your fucking friends.
not me.
And, yeah.
I just didn't think anybody would care. Like I don't know.
kind of a big deal.
I mean, Kevin, you're right.
Marriage
You're
is
right.
a big commitment.
I didn't
man.
even
I
tell my
don't-
parents for like 3 weeks or something.
You're right. I don't care about your life, but I find it odd that you didn't tell us anyway.
I guess I just didn't think about it when we were
It's fucking
on the
weird.
show. Yeah.
I was making fun of your rings, and that's how we
I
found
know,
out
and
about it.
I didn't even mention it then. I had thought to, and then I
No,
don't
that's
know, I
when you
just
mentioned it. Last
Well,
week
that
I
was
was
it-
a
oh, was it
fucking-
that one? Oh, okay.
that
Made
was
fun of
a
your ring,
monster
yeah.
engagement ring, though. Did she get you that?
didn't. No, this
Thing
is just a
fucking
placeholder because
enormous.
yeah. Well, this was just a ring I had laying around.
I still find it funny that I think that she's thinking the same thing about you. It's just a placeholder.
yeah.
Till something better comes along.
Yeah. She's like, I'm sure I'll have my chance someday.
Hey man, you know what? Hey, she could definitely do better. That's for sure.
Well,
I-
yeah.
I don't doubt that.
I mean,
Well, she could do much worse too, Kevin.
That's
That's-
true. That's true.
really?
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. No, that's me saying congratulations in my own roundabout.
Yeah,
kinda
thanks,
way.
man.
Still,
Boy.
marriage is a beautiful thing
Yeah,
if you
but-
find the right person.
It's not. It's so
It
dumb.
really is.
No, man, I actually
is.
I think it could be a good thing. I've honestly seen marriage turn guys that were a total mess into totally normal, efficient people
Sometimes
living
it
a
takes
good life.
woman, yeah.
But then again, I've seen
Where?
the opposite. I've
is it-
seen the opposite as well.
Yeah, no shit.
So
I think you see probably more of the opposite.
definitely these days.
These days, of course. That's because our morals and standards are down the fucking toilet.
No, it's because they.
And women
used-
don't know their fucking place.
That's what it was.
Well,
I mean, let's be honest.
It was
That's what it was.
feminism.
For one, I love it when people go, "Hey, man, I wish things were like the '50s." I'm like, "Oh, what? When we had separate water fountains and you could beat your wife?
Oh.
Is that what you want? Is that things were just better?"
Well,
I'm like, what do
the
you
thing
mean?
is, though, when people
like
say that,
I like the cars from that time.
Well,
That shit's cool.
when people say that, I think that they're more talking about the positives rather than the negatives.
How everything on TV was white.
No.
cocaine was
See,
really
you're thinking of
positive,
everything in
dude.
like racial lenses and stuff. I'm talking about like the family values, the nuclear family, that kind of thing. Families.
But
that
it was
actual.
it was a
important to
facade,
stay
Kevin.
together.
It was a facade.
How do
They
you
still
mean?
had the
What was
same
the facade
fucking
about it?
problems back then. People
Well,
just didn't
yeah.
talk about it.
Well, there were definitely the same similar
You know,
problems and things like that.
Hey, our
then, but-
family stays together, but dad's been molesting daughter for the last 6 years.
Yeah, but that's not every family.
No, of course it's not. But
you
that
know.
was one of those things that, like, back then is like, no, oh, well, that's their family. That's what they do. You know what I mean?
Oh, I get that.
It's
yeah.
kinda like what we do now.
No, that
You're-
shit
you're
never
right
even got
about
out,
that.
dude. I bet back then, just the same as now. It doesn't get out.
No, it's still. I'm sure
who's
things
advertising?
still got out.
You know,
Yeah.
which? How do you find out the? There's
No, but people
the
would
Joneses. who
but
likes
people
to
would
fiddle his
advertise
daughter.
that I put my wife in her place, shit
Well,
like that.
Yeah, that's something
You
different.
know,
That's
yeah.
not.
But see what I'm
molesting
saying,
your
though?
kid.
No, it's not.
That's what I mean. You're right, though.
But
It's-
my
but
point
then
being-
and now is still the same thing.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
There's a
it's all
lot
the
that's
same
better,
shit. That's
for
one of the
sure.
reasons why I think it's funny when people think that now is like way worse than it's ever been. It's not.
No, it's awesome now.
It's actually a lot better than it's
I
ever
got
been.
a house that talks to me, dude, and makes sounds.
I don't
at me
mean
and
that shit. I mean like crime rates and all this shit. Like
Oh.
people,
The negative
just
shit.
all the negative shit is. It's I forget who that guy was that he got a lot of shit for doing the study. That come to find out that today is actually better than it's ever been in history.
Oh yeah, are you talking about oh god.
You
what
would
is
know
his
it,
name?
nerd.
Leonard
Yeah,
Nimoy.
Come on,
it's,
fucking bring it up.
He's a Harvard professor.
Carrot Top.
He wrote that book Enlightenment Now.
He just pulls out the Snoop
God.
Dogg fucking bus with the handcuffs on it and shit.
I had his
remember
book
when
at
he
home.
had that shit. Or no, the Snoop Dogg bus blew smoke out of it as it was driving, and then it had bars on the windows so he could feel at home, I guess is what he
Steven
said. Something
Pinker.
like that.
Steven Pinker.
yes,
Yeah,
Pinker.
this is the book right here, Enlightenment Now.
But yeah, Pinker, I mean, so because if you look at it, yes, crime rates has always been a lot higher, you
yes,
know?
yes.
For one, it was easier to get away with.
It
For
was.
one,
Yeah.
you're
So
not on
there's-
camera for everything. you
Yeah.
know?
People definitely got away with things a lot more back in the day, and also, today, people, even the poorest person, has more and has a better
Yeah.
quality of life than anybody in
Dude, our homeless
history.
people have fucking iPhones.
Yeah.
That's wild. That blows my mind when I'm seeing that at the corner with their little cardboard cutout, and then they got their phone that they're
Yeah.
Yeah.
texting somebody.
It's a
else.
fucking supercomputer in their hand.
Yeah,
You know.
that is. I mean, that's a sign of the times for sure. I
Yeah,
mean,
the
their
poorest-
cardboard cutout looks like shit, like a baby wrote it with their
Yeah.
own diarrhea. But he's got a fucking or she,
Yeah.
or they.
But they got the
or
newest
pronoun,
iPhone. You know.
whatever.
Oh yeah, actually that reminds me. I want to start implementing a game that me and Kevin were going to do on our old podcast.
What's that?
It's called For and Against. Right? This is what me and Kevin. Yeah, Kevin knows exactly what it is.
remember.
Kevin knows
Yeah.
exactly what it is. So I don't know if we'll implement it tonight or not, but the idea of the game is one of us will pick a topic, the other two will argue for and against it, right? The person that gets to pick the topic gets to pick who's arguing for it and who's arguing against it.
Yeah.
And you can pick fucked up topics.
But even uneducated, you can just have to argue it.
Yes.
You just
Oh,
got to
wow,
defend
that's
it in
fucking wild.
or go
Well,
against
I would say-
it.
Maybe
I would say
comic-
try to-
It could be comedic gold.
I
but
was going to
at the
say,
same
I would
time-
say go for the comedy version of it
Yeah.
instead of going for the
Serious.
I want to be serious about this.
Yeah.
I'm really going to argue for us labeling people maps.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. So, I mean, something like that. Like, one of my ideas was pronouns. I would have Kevin argue against pronouns, and then I would have you argue for pronouns.
Well, that's easy.
But that's the idea of the game.
I get it.
You
Yeah,
know?
maybe we could start that up next.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say.
Next
And
episode.
next
Dude,
episode
that'd be
is a
kinda
year
cool.
in, so
Oh shit.
Yeah.
why not
next
do why
episode
not do
is-
that with
yeah.
so each one of us will have to come up with, like, let's say, I don't know, 2 topics each.
Yeah, sure. And then we'll
And
just kind of
Like what
figure
we
out
did
which
when
ones
we
are the
first
best.
started this shit.
No, but this is different because this is part of a game. It's a game that we can play whenever we want
We
to.
gotta give a name. What was the name we gave it?
For and against.
For and
That's
against.
fucking dumb.
Okay, fine. Name it something else. I don't give a shit.
Foreign and gain.
What's that? You say you've lost hope with humanity?
Yeah.
I sit next to my lost hope with humanity right here on this fucking show.
Yeah, you're surrounded.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I'm talking about, guys. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, your comedic gold of foreign
And
Foreign
foreign
angst.
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 Foreign
Yeah.
angst.
No, we could come up with an actual name, maybe a little
Yeah.
jingle at the beginning of it,
Yeah.
and then we could,
That'd be
boop,
another
hit a
thing,
button.
another ribbon we could throw in. I like that.
Yeah,
Kevin
so-
Conspiracy does
But
something
I do
else,
find it.
Well, and I think that game would be
Interesting.
kind of fun
Yeah.
because we can find whatever topics we see in the news at the time
Yeah.
and be like, we might all be against something or all be
Oh,
for
does
it.
it have to be a newsworthy topic? Or
It could
could
be any
about,
topic.
Like,
Yeah, it doesn't
meatloaf,
have to
are
be.
you for or against it, or
Yeah, meatloaf. I
thumb
think
in
that
the
might
butt,
be too
you
much.
know?
There we go. That's
That'd be a
more
good one.
along the lines of the game.
That's what
But
I'm
you know
talking
what,
about.
though? It is interesting doing that kind of thing, actually having to argue for something you completely disagree with.
Yeah.
Well, I had to do that in high
you know,
school. I remember
yeah.
doing that. Yeah.
But it's a way that people, I think anyway, it helps people understand the other side better, And
No,
I
had-
disagree
you
with
may,
that.
You may
Yeah.
completely
No,
still agree
Do you want?
with
Do you want to know why I
but-
disagree with that? What
Yeah.
it does is it shows whether or not your argument is actually good.
Oh, that's true.
Right?
That's true.
So
yeah.
even if I am for something and I argue against it, now I can see the scrutiny
Right.
and whether or not that argument actually works. And if
Yeah.
I'm able to pick it apart, even being for it,
Yeah.
then I know
Then it's
maybe
like,
I need to
my
rethink
argument
that a
needs
bit.
some work,
That's
yeah.
that whole Lars Larson thing where he just likes to debate people.
Yeah.
Like
No-
anyone and everyone that calls naysayers to the front of the line.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's
that's-
easy
He
also-
loves it. He loves doing that. He
I-
loves to debate. I
Well,
think that's
yeah,
his
And
thing.
I'll give him
I've called
credit
that show
for that.
before.
Yeah.
Where he's
So-
saying naysayers to the front of the line.
I got it.
I give him credit for that because a lot of people try to not deal with their people that disagree with them.
Yeah,
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I only want to talk to an echo chamber.
I know. Yeah, exactly. You go nowhere.
Well, I mean, some of his arguments
Nowhere.
are pretty weak, but some of them
Nowhere.
are pretty
Nowhere.
profound at the same
Nowhere.
time too.
Nowhere. What?
I don't know.
What'd you say?
I said some of his
We were
arguments
echoing.
are pretty weak, and some of them are pretty, pretty sound.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I think it's funny that he's got an argument for guns that he also uses against drugs, which
Yeah.
is hilarious to me because I'm like, but you're arguing the exact same thing against something that you're using to argue for something in
Right.
another
Yeah,
spot.
Well, that's his. In my opinion, that's his weak point of all of his arguments is when he uses God. When
Yeah,
he uses
That's a
faith-
weak point of
yeah,
anybody's argument.
I
yeah.
just can't agree with it.
but
on that.
God
Me neither.
said so.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
me, him being a Christian is this is my beliefs, morals, and standards. That's all well and good, but
What?
when you use that as a means to debate, that's never really a
I
good,
think-
solid debate.
I think
measure.
another thing that God said too. I think there's a verse in there about abortion,
yeah.
which people don't know.
Yeah.
That says that if it's not of your husband's, you must get rid of it.
Huh.
Yeah, there's a
So,
lot of fucked up shit in that Bible.
There's
Yeah.
also things that say, a man who has long hair is, I forget the exact wording of it, but it's basically saying that you're kind of shitty.
Well, no,
Even
it's-
though
you're-
Jesus had
you're-
long hair.
You're,
Yeah.
you're
You know?
talking about the actual the Bible, but religion is something different. I mean, yeah, that's basis is the
Yeah, but that's
The
the thing
good
that they're
book,
supposed to be
yeah.
fucking following.
if it
Can't
doesn't-
eat shellfish.
if it doesn't meet their their
They
needs,
cherry pick it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, of course. It's
But that's
hilarious
how,
to
I mean,
me.
That's how all religions work.
Well, also,
like Roman Catholics.
yeah.
You know where I,
It's an oxymoron.
Well,
no. Do you know where I was going with
and-
that? Very specific. Yeah. So people like that.
Well, also another thing about like debating like religious folk, man, they always get destroyed at debates.
Well,
just-
yeah, because it's not a sound argument.
I was
No,
going to say I don't
you can't
necessarily
debate
agree.
on feeling.
Well,
That's
at
what
least
sucks.
every debate I've seen online and stuff, they always get trounced.
Well, you're watching cherry pick.
But
ones,
that's the
and
thing
fine.
too. Is religious folk love debating as well. Like my dad.
There are some religious
he
debaters that are very,
loved-
very good
he
at it.
loved
Oh,
having
sure.
like door knockers coming up and talking religion to him. He loved that.
Oh yeah, because
He'd invite him in, and they'd have a back and
It's
forth.
funny that you say
Uh-huh.
door knockers
He'd crack his Bible out. They'd crack theirs out, and they'd go head to head. He
'Cause-
loved that.
because
Yeah.
you do like door knockers in another term for like that's like door knockers is like the cops that knock down the doors and shit like that, that type of thing. So
Sorry,
it makes it sound like, you got these fucking Mormon kids in their nice little white suits, and they're just like fucking battering ramming a door in.
Yeah, sometimes it
Fucking
feels
nuts.
like that.
Yeah,
They're
it's
relentless, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude, they
it's either the Mormons or the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah,
when
the
I was
J-dubs.
when I was with Lynn, they came to the house and they're like, "So is Lynn here?" Because apparently while I was gone, she had said something like, "Yeah, come back at another time to be nice." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, no, don't ever come back." I'm like, "What are you guys talking
How
about?"
the fuck they get to your house? They walk that
Yes,
highway?
yes,
Oh
they
my
walk that.
God.
I've had them come to the house a few times.
Jeez, Louise.
Yeah,
That's
and
insane.
usually I just walk out and I go, "Yeah, I'm not into it."
Did
bud."
you know that they're part of them? What they're doing? They're not allowed to swim.
You're not
Because
allowed to what?
apparently-
Swim?
Yeah, water is of the devil.
Wait, Mormons?
Yep.
What about holy water?
Now that's different. That's been blessed, so they can bathe. Obviously, they can use holy water for anointing. But
But
Why-
isn't
why wouldn't you
technically
just- why
bathing
wouldn't
you
swimming?
just
bless
they're
the entire
not
ocean?
supposed to. Yeah, they're not supposed to go near or in the ocean or near any large bodies of water.
They think the water is of the devil?
Yep. It's bizarre. Like there's this
What the
story that
fuck?
was passed around when I was growing up Mormon about this Mormon missionary and his partner go up to the beach at some point, and a wave comes up like this. In the
How are we
shape of a
using the term
fist.
partner in this?
They call them. I think they call them companions.
Oh,
A Mormon
okay. How are
companion.
we using that term?
There's
There's like a
there's-
friend.
There's always two of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure it out because that word has been used for other things.
Yeah. No, they.
Like these two gay kids that
well,
are
and
walking
that-
around.
You'd be surprised at how many Mormon Mormon missionaries go home early because of that.
Because they got gay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's a lot of stories
that's
about that as
That's
well.
what happens when you sexually repress somebody.
Yeah, you
That-
get-
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That
Well,
they go,
there's-
you know what? Fuck it. In the eyes of
I
God,
think
I
I
think
already-
this is okay. I'm not going to get this
talked
dude
about
pregnant.
that once about how some Mormon missionary had going to the doctor because he thought he had something wrong with his intestines. He thought he had IBS, and it turned out that his
It turned out that he was wearing a dude when
his
he walked in.
companion was dosing him
Oh.
and raping him.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
His like Mormon missionary
His
buddy or
Mormon
whatever?
missionary companion
Oh,
when they were having
shit.
dinner. he
The
would
Bill
dru-
Cosby of the
He would
Mormons.
drug him and rape him, and the guy didn't know anything of it. He just, oh man, I'm sore.
Yeah,
I
why
better
is
go
my
see a doc-"
asshole
Yeah.
bleeding?
And
And
it
there's
took-
cum on my
Jesus.
legs.
It took the doctor said, well, anal sex typically does that to someone. He's like, what are you talking about anal sex? I'm a virgin. I've never. You know.
He's like, the dick's still in your
They
ass,
did-
dude.
They did the blood tests on him, and sure enough, he had traces of what Rohypnol or whatever that date.
Yeah, Rohypnol.
What the
You got
fuck?
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
roofies.
fucking
Damn,
wild,
that's
dude.
fucked up, man.
He's lucky he
yeah.
didn't get turned into a human
Ooh.
centipede.
Sounds like the guy was trying to.
Oh, you guys see that there's a new fucking oh god damn it,
Hellraiser.
Hellraiser coming out.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a chick doing it.
Yeah,
looks like,
man.
this Pinhead.
The only thing is,
No, the Pinhead.
yeah.
It's. I don't think it's a chick.
No,
there's
like
a
a chick in the picture.
That's
I
what
saw.
I
Really?
heard. Yep, they're fucking turning Pinhead into a woman.
Well,
it's
then
going.
I'm
It's
done.
fucking
I
gonna be
saw
a
the image
woke
of it.
piece of shit
It
show.
was a chick wearing some weird.
Yeah, it's gonna be like
necklace
I'm Pinhead and inclusive.
Yeah,
like,
and
what
it will,
the
and,
fuck is-
and it
I'm like,
will-
this is a horror movie. Ah!
and it will fail after a season,
Yeah.
like all these
Oh, it's
other
a
woke
show?
shows do.
thing.
Yeah,
I didn't know
so
there was a
they're not-
show.
No,
It's
they're
a
not
show.
doing movies much anymore.
No.
It's all
Yeah, it's a
miniseries.
TV
Well,
show.
It's the
that's
best way to
actually
do
a
it.
good thing for the most part because movies. The problem with movies is you're trying to, in a lot of these movies, you're trying to pack like months and years of fucking stuff into 2
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
Right.
And sometimes that works, but with other
Yeah, there's
stuff it
certain
doesn't.
movies
Well,
that it's
remember
amazing.
one of the original ones was The Stand.
Oh yeah.
3-part miniseries.
I remember
They-
that.
Yeah, that thing was fucking amazing.
Yeah, I remember watching that back in the day.
But
was
I
a
remember
kid.
being pissed about it. I was like, what? I got 3 times. I got to watch 3 movies to watch this fucking
basically.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, when we were younger, we'd be pissed about that.
Yeah,
shit,
Yeah.
it just takes forever.
you know.
They did
and
that
now we're
too.
like, I want this series to go on forever.
Yeah.
That's
I want their contracts to lock them in so that they have to, if they go into a nursing home, it's on the fucking set.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
That's what I want.
There's a couple that I remember.
If they die, they have to show it in the show.
What was it? There was one series that
They're on their
It
deathbed.
was really short, but I thought it was awesome. It was called Pushing Daisies.
I've
Yeah,
heard
yeah.
of that one.
That was
Oh my
on, like,
fucking
Showtime.
God, that was so cool.
Yeah.
Is-
I never
Brilliant
watched it, but I'd
idea.
heard of it.
Yeah, the actor, I don't know his name, but he also he was in.
Wasn't there a
Guardians of the
band called
Galaxies.
Pushing Daisies too?
That sounds familiar.
I think there
feel like
was.
there was one.
But basically the premise is this guy can bring people back to life by touching them.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And if
Well,
he
you know what
touches
the
them again,
Pushing
they
Daisies
die.
is, right?
No.
You don't know what that means?
Give me help me
Pushing
out.
up daisies.
Pushing daisies is
Being dead.
Being
Yeah.
dead, and you're the fuel for these fucking flowers.
Essentially,
Yeah.
that's what the
Yeah.
premise. I mean, he's like a crime fighter or a crime solver. So he'll bring
Well,
like,
didn't-
if someone's murdered, he'll go wake them up really quick, and if
Who-
he doesn't put them back to sleep after 30
Was it-
seconds, they stay alive, and someone else dies.
Who was the chick
Oh
that did a
shit,
show like
that's
that?
interesting.
Huh?
There was a chick that did a
Oh,
show like
yeah,
that.
I don't,
Was that Jennifer Love Hewitt or someone
Oh,
else?
Buffy the Vampire?
She was Jennifer Love Hewitt did have a show. I don't remember. Fuck, it wasn't the medium.
No, the
it
one
was
I'm
something
thinking
else.
of, I think it was Christina Ricci that did a show like that where she was dead, but she was like helping people out. She's just like naked on this fucking table, like for half of
that'd
it.
help me out.
That I don't think I've seen that.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just making up a
No,
scenario
that
I
one-
want to
No,
happen.
when she was in Black Snake Moan, dude. Holy fuck.
I remember that movie.
I haven't seen it.
yeah.
She puts her titties on Justin Timberlake's back
Dude, I
to
remember
calm him down.
when I was a kid, I had
haven't seen
the
that movie in a long
hugest
time.
fucking crush on her.
Yeah,
Oh,
me
this-
too.
She's like a year or two older.
Oh,
than
she's
me.
Yeah,
got
me
that-
too.
This movie, she's got that whole white
Yeah.
trash look on her too.
Yeah, yeah. Is that the one where she's chained up and shit? Yeah.
dude,
I mean, I've
holy
seen the pictures, Tim.
shit.
I remember
I've
when,
seen the
yeah,
pictures.
When I was a
Yeah.
kid, I got a crush on Christina Ricci when I first saw that Casper movie. Because
Oh, yeah.
she and I were, I think she's a little older than me.
Yeah, she's
But
older
I
than
was
me,
pro-
so
yeah, I
she's
was,
definitely
I was,
older
I was
than
probably,
you.
I don't know when that movie came out. I was probably like 12 or something. I
Yeah.
remember, yeah.
So when when the first fucking Addams Family came out,
Oh,
she was so
she
good.
was like
when
what,
when
10 or
Yeah, she
something?
was probably like 10
Yeah.
or
because I think
something.
it came out in like 90, 91.
91, 92, yeah.
So, and I was
Uh-huh.
like 10 or 11
Yeah.
when that came out, and I was just like, wow, this girl's,
Mm-hmm.
in
You
a
can
not
see it.
so
You were
good.
You were
in
the
a
same
not
age.
weird way
Yeah.
because I was that age.
Well, you were that
No,
age, yeah,
I
exactly.
wasn't. I was all
Tim's
about
Tim's like,
Cindy
I
Crawford.
just
like the
fucking
older
watched
ones,
it.
man. It was Cindy Crawford and Jenny McCarthy.
Oh,
Jenny
Cindy
McCarthy,
Crawford,
yes. I
yeah.
never
Yeah, Jenny
understood
McCarthy.
the Cindy Crawford.
Oh, also
Really
another one that I had
Never
a crush
understood
on, Jennifer Connelly.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I was
Jennifer
in her-
Connelly.
When I
Absolutely.
first saw Labyrinth,
Labyrinth,
I fell
that's
in
why.
love, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fucking love
Oh,
Labyrinth.
I know.
Look, I hate musicals.
Me too.
That's a movie that I love.
I do too.
And
That's
I-
because it's a badass musician that composed that
Well,
whole
not just
movie.
that. It's also the puppeteering and shit.
Yeah.
The way that the
Exactly.
Jim
puppets were
Henson, you
done.
can't
There's
go
so
wrong.
much.
Well, the
Yeah.
fact that Jim Henson went in and did this thing that was like, if Fraggle Rock went as far as possible
what I mean.
to like kind of the dark side,
Yeah.
without it being like PG or
Well,
beyond
Dark Crystal
PG-13.
was the same thing too.
See, but
kinda,
I've tried watching that.
Yeah.
What one?
Dark Crystal, the original
Oh,
Dark
that's
Crystal.
a good one too.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
But Labyrinth, I just like.
Yeah,
a lot.
Labyrinth was
Yeah.
a lot more live
Labyrinth is
action, I
great.
guess you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Than Dark
Live
Crystal.
action with puppets.
and the
Yeah.
fact that
Yeah.
they had the fucking the Eternal Bog.
The Bog of Eternal
The Bog of
Stench.
Eternal
Yeah.
Stench. There we go.
I remember whenever that dog would walk across the rocks, and like,
Yeah, yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, that would make me laugh my ass off.
Well, and I
every
also love
time.
the fucking cannon guys.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, those guys are awesome.
Those guys were fucking great.
That
No,
movie
no.
just had so much
The-
imagination and like
The
love
little
put
suits
into
of
it.
armors with the stick that had the little troll
Yeah.
at the end of the stick
Yes.
that would bite each
Uh-huh.
other and
Yeah.
shit like that. Yeah, those fucking guys were hilarious.
Weren't they like on like horse type
Yeah,
things?
they're like
little-
jousting.
yeah, like
Yeah.
like on little like I guess you want to say
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the-
ostriches or something like
yeah,
that.
something like that. Like these white
Very
fluffy
uniquely
things.
drawn. and
Everything
figured
was
out,
fucking
yeah.
weird
All
in
of
that,
it was
and
so-
that's what I liked about
that
it.
was what was so cool about it. It was so
was a very-
imaginative.
and
Um,
they'll probably destroy that too.
Oh, I
Oh,
know.
they'll make a new
They're
version.
trying. They're trying.
And I'm
Oh
sure
yeah,
Yeah.
here's another thing that we could do and argue for and against: the new Little Mermaid. Kevin can argue for there being a black chick as the mermaid, and Tim can argue against that.
Well, I'm not arguing that. Fuck no. But I love that. Was actually my
Plenty of other
my
people
cartoon
arguing right now.
crush was Ariel. That was my cartoon.
Yeah, see,
crush.
I never was into cartoons.
No, that little feet scene where she sees her feet for the first time.
Yeah, again, I
that
was
arose some things in me.
never into cartoons. Did not understand it. I still don't understand it.
Those seashells.
I don't get the whole like that's a fucking genre of porn.
Yeah. I mean, was it Rule 41 or Rule 31? If it exists, there's a porn for it.
Oh,
I think that's
oh.
43.
Yeah.
Rule 43.
Well, you know
something
what
like
though?
that.
I believe it
No,
because
it's true.
yeah. I think that's entirely possible because porn always jumps on the trends. They always do.
Yeah,
Be it
That's what-
animated or whatever. It's
because that makes a lot of money.
A fuck ton of
and
money.
the thing is, some of those genres that may not have a lot of people, they have very loyal fans.
very loyal. Yes, exactly.
It's one of the reasons why. Okay, so I guess there's this chick that does OnlyFans, who has one tit that's like really really tiny and one that's just gigantic. I mean, insanely gigantic.
Fuck, I gotta follow that.
Right? And she makes, I think it's like $25,000 a month because of that.
Because of those guys that
capitalize
got
on
that fetish, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
Well, I'm
weirdest
curious as
fucking
hell
fetish.
too. I'll pay the $10. Fuck yeah, I want to see what that looks
But
like.
that's what I'm saying.
I'm
There-
kind of
there's
interested to see what that looks
these
like.
weird fucking genres where you're like, no one would do that.
Wasn't that
Oh, but
Mall
there's
Rats
like
did that, didn't
500
they?
or 600.
Who?
Mall Rats, when they went into see the gypsy lady,
Well-
she had a fake nipple.
Yes, she
fake
was
third nipple?
wearing the fake third nipple,
Yeah.
and that was supposed to be like her power. And the whole time they're, one of them's just staring at it,
Yeah,
and
he
then the
so
other one was
confused.
so into the fucking what she was saying that
Yeah.
he didn't even notice it. Oh, she had a third nipple. What the fuck are you talking about? Fucking love that movie.
It's the bizarre, man. The bizarre
Yeah.
that really drives our
I-
attention,
that's the
especially
thing,
when
I
it's
don't-
sexually related.
I don't, but that's where I don't get it. I get bizarre.
I don't
in,
mean about
life.
getting off on it. I'm just saying it's a curio.
Well, but
No.
there's also.
But the thing is, though, there's a lot of people that just get off on it. That's
Yeah.
the point.
But there's also the
I don't
people
get it.
that are have basically desensitized themselves to all these other genres, and they start getting into the more weirder and more extreme kind of stuff, like because the other shit just doesn't work for them.
I don't
anymore.
think that's as common as you think it is.
I don't think
though.
it's as common, but it does happen.
You know
with
what I
people
mean?
that are
Like-
heavy into porn.
Well, I mean, think about it. Like you know how like serial killers, they always start with like an animal, but they've always been that person.
yeah.
They've always been that
well,
person.
and the animals are usually like experimenting, and then they
Yeah.
kind of move on, like level up to humans.
Yeah,
You know.
and I don't think it's one of those things that like, oh, somebody had just intervened at this right time.
Yeah, no.
I don't think so. I think that there's the multitude of things that happen, right? You've got somebody
Yeah.
that's already fucked up in the brain,
Yeah.
and then on top of it, they have an environment that's fucked up too.
Right.
And then it's a whirlwind, and all of a sudden you get Ted Bundy or fucking the
Exactly.
Iceman or
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Tim.
one Hispanic kid,
What?
a Hispanic kid that killed all those women in California
Who was that?
a long time ago, and he was like the heartthrob. All the chicks.
Oh
loved
wait,
him.
are you talking about Richard Ramirez?
Yeah, Richard
Ramirez.
the Night Stalker.
Yeah, the Night Stalker.
Uh-huh.
They had a
They did a
fucking
Netflix special on
movie
that guy, yeah.
about him,
Yeah,
I
it was
remember-
pretty
or
interesting.
4-part series
Yeah.
or whatever.
In court, I remember he seeing like a video of him
Hail
in court
Satan.
going like "Hail Satan!" Like
Yeah.
I am Satan's like instrument. Blah,
he
blah,
was
blah.
just doing that to do it. You know,
Just
what I, mean?
I think he
Yeah.
was doing it to be edgy, and
Yeah.
shit.
I
But
still-
also he did.
chicks
He actually
loved
did.
it.
He was a Satanist, though.
Yeah.
I do know
I
that.
still find it funny. That, who is it they still haven't found? Was it?
Well, they recently found the Golden State Killer.
Well, yeah.
that he would. That
was
was
a
only
cop.
recently.
That old fuck,
Yeah, he
wasn't
used
it?
to be a cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he was a cop
Uh-huh.
while he was doing it.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
You
But,
know?
yeah. When they finally caught him, he was retired.
Well, of
Yeah.
course. He's
But,
like
like-
fucking 106.
Yeah, and Patton Oswalt's wife, now
And that's
late
why.
wife is
That's
the
why
one that,
they had to kill her.
yeah, I don't think.
Wait,
she, I
what?
think she,
I thought she died of cancer.
yeah, they did.
Allegedly.
Allegedly,
What are you talking about?
they shot her up.
I'm
with
sure they killed her.
super AIDS.
What are you talking about?
This is great.
They wanted the Golden State Killer to keep killing.
What does she have to do with the Golden State Killer?
She wrote a book about
She
him,
was
and that's one of the
investigating
reasons why he ended up getting caught.
Yeah,
Because she ended up uncovering
No
some
shit.
Yeah,
How
she was
fucking
instrumental
crazy
to
is
his
that?
capture.
Yeah,
I
she
didn't
was
know
actually
that.
hugely instrumental in it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, tragic, but that's pretty
Yeah.
fucking cool.
Yeah.
and I guess her book only got released after she died.
Well,
Like her.
Yeah, but she was
Patton Oswalt
she was
released
working
it.
like closely with the authorities while she
You know,
was
she
making
was,
it. That's
yeah,
why they ended
yeah.
up finding the
Yeah.
dude.
so fucking
But they
weird.
found him
Yeah.
also after she
It
died.
was after
also,
she
so-
passed. Yeah, so she never got to see.
No,
the
but
end
there
of
was
it.
also a huge like conspiracy theory and shit that Patton Oswalt somehow ended up allegedly murdering his wife because of all this stuff to do with. It was
You know what?
fucking wildly insane.
Knowing how much of a coward Patton Oswalt is, I believe it.
All right, well, I guess Kevin's on board.
He is kind of a
We're gonna
coward.
go with the.
We
Yeah.
talked about
Oh,
that
fuck
a
it.
couple episodes
How about
too.
this?
Yeah.
Argue for and against Patton Oswalt being a murderer.
No, he's too much of a pussy.
Oh
No,
man.
no. I think he could do it, especially if somebody put some fucking
He
pressure
used
on
to
him.
be pretty funny though. I mean, I guess I still consider him pretty funny. It's just as
He's
a
a-
person.
Look at
He's a fun
he
dude.
got pressured by Twitter to denounce one of his best friends
Yeah,
for
that's what
30
we were
years.
talking about, yeah.
Like, dude, he could be pressured into anything.
Well, I wouldn't say one of his best
Well,
friends.
not best
I would
friend,
say
but-
somebody that he was
They were
fairly
good-
close
yeah.
with.
And the way that Dave Chappelle says is they were good friends.
Yeah, when
and had been for many years.
early on in
Yeah.
their history,
In their
and
history,
they
yeah.
didn't really see each other as much later on because
I see.
they were both two completely separate genres of comedy.
Going different
Right.
directions.
Yeah, because I mean,
Yeah.
early on in most comedians, they end up seeing each other all the time, and then they branch out and realize, oh, I do this and they do this. And,
Yeah. Or
you know.
they, also.
Or you
they're-
get the
they
ones
get
that
into
all they
different
do
stuff.
is alt rooms, and you're like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
You're like a poet. That's
yeah.
great.
One of those, yeah.
There's another thing. You said alt rooms. I just saw something recently called a rage room. Have you seen anything like that?
What's a
No.
rage room?
It's
Oh wait, I know what you're
you
talking
go and
about.
rent a space.
Yeah.
And
then you
buy a
beat the
bucket of
fuck
like
out of stuff.
glass things and just beat the shit out of
Yeah,
everything for a
and
good half hour.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like a half hour.
Yeah.
Baseball bats and hammers
Yeah.
and fucking, all this protective
You
gear.
can pay extra for the computer monitor or
Yeah.
a cell phone or something like that.
Televisions. They
Wait,
have
you just
everything.
smash shit?
You
Yeah.
just smash
You
shit.
just beat the fuck out of it. At first when he said it, I was like, wait a minute. Oh wait, I have heard of that.
That actually sounds like
I've
fun.
watched-
That's
watched
what I
videos
mean,
of
dude.
it.
That'd be, I mean, there's one here in town. I thought I'd bring my kids to. It's like, hey guys, you want to go to a rage room?
How much
Tim
is
just
it-
starts beating his children in
And
the
my,
room.
My youngest is like, hell yeah. My oldest is like, I don't think I can handle that.
How much
It'd
does
be
it
too-
cost?
I mean, like
Kevin's
100
planning a trip.
I'm thinking about it.
I think it's like $100 for 3 people for an half hour, an hour, and then
We're
you get 3 buckets of glass.
We're gonna
Stuff
find
like
out
plates and
in
cups.
in a few weeks.
And you pay a
Kevin
little
brought his
extra
girlfriend.
for this and that. But, no, it would be kind of a cool experience. I
He's
think.
arrested.
And then I was searching around. I also found I had one of those iFly tickets still. I guess I got 12 minutes of flight time for for me and my 2 kids. Have you ever seen those with the wingsuit that you sit in a wind tunnel in?
No.
No.
But I mean, I've seen it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh wait, the one where you float. and
Yeah.
everything. Okay, I have
Yeah,
seen those
yeah.
before, but never done it. It looks
I've got
fun,
a voucher to do that for free.
dude.
Wow, you can be a giant squirrel. That's
there's
great.
no way that fan's strong enough to lift my fat ass.
Actually,
Oh,
you know
it
what? You know
will.
what's weird? I actually saw. I think this week, squirrel just fucking like freak out and die in front of me.
Yeah.
Just
Really? Have a heart attack? Or
I don't know
something?
what
You-
it just
you
started
have
fucking
that,
going.
You have that aura, Shane. People kill themselves all
Freaking
the
the
time around you.
It's true. I do know a
Sounds
lot
like
of
it might
dead
have had like a
people.
heart attack. Maybe
I
a
think it fell
stroke
out
or
of the
something.
tree
Oh, it fell out of the tree
and like broke its neck and then
Ah,
started
that's-
spinning the fuck around.
Yeah,
But it was just weird to see because I just look over and I'm like, what the fuck is that squirrel doing?
yeah.
I went over and I poked it with a stick. I'm like,
Aw.
it's still breathing, but I don't want to touch
You
it if
don't
it's
wanna
got like
stomp it
rabies
or
or some
nothing like
shit.
that?
What if it's
Yeah.
got rabies and that's why it's freaking out and fucking dying?
You could stop it with your boots and take it out.
Oh, I
of
should have
the
killed
knees.
it?
Yeah.
Ow.
At least that.
Man,
That's kind of
Heartless.
hardcore.
How do you figure
Smash
out
it with a
something-
boot?
Yeah,
Ow.
let's fucking stop the damn thing. It's
let
just
nature
fucking
take its
suffering.
fucking course, man.
You're sitting there getting off and it's struggling, trying to die. You're gonna
Yes.
breathe this last breath. You're gonna pick her and
Yeah.
just suck up that last fucking breath.
That's what I was doing. I'm Shang
I need
Tsung
its
for
soul.
Mortal Kombat.
Crazy, dude. I had my dog not 2-3 days ago out in the field caught what do they call it, a vole? It's like a mouse.
Yeah.
Oh, like a little field mouse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
little short tail, big fucker too. And it kept. I mean, my dog had it, and it kept biting my dog in the mouth. And my dog would, spit it out and whip its head.
Mm-hmm.
So I went over to stomp the fucking thing. I didn't feel a bit of remorse. Like the thing's suffering.
People, if you are an animal lover, unlike Tim, could you contact PETA?
Give me a break. No, and then
Tim
I
He abuses
I
more
got-
animals than Tim
yeah, I was
does.
gonna
They
say,
actually
that-
do murder a lot
Yeah,
of
they
fucking
do.
animals.
They
I'm
do
saying,
horrible
yeah,
things.
if
What is
it's-
it, like 1 million a year or some
It's,
shit like
yeah,
that? I
it's
mean,
a
some fucking
ridiculous
crazy
number.
number
Yeah.
that
I'm
PETA
saying,
kills.
If it's suffering, dude, take it out. Don't let it sit there and die slowly. That's terrible.
I'm going to get a
I mean-
blow dart gun.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I do agree with you, but I just feel like stomping is like
it's
brutal
the,
as
it's the only
fuck.
thing you got going on right now. It's not like you're gonna be able to gas it or something.
It's gonna
like
be that
I
fucking-
don't know. I just
It's going to be the
it just
scene
seems
from
brutal.
It's going to be the scene from Sex Drive where they try to put the porcupine out of its misery, and he just keeps beating it over and over and over and over again. Finally gets frustrated and throws a fucking crowbar, lands in a cop car. Cop arrests him, and they're like, "Yeah, I think the porcupine will end up making a full
Well,
recovery."
they did that on me, Myself, and Irene.
Yeah,
as
it was
well.
something
They just
similar
tried
to that,
kill
yeah.
the cow and choke it to death or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking ridiculous.
Have you ever seen Sex Drive?
Yeah, I've seen sex.
Yeah.
I
Dude,
saw
it's one of
the
my
unrated-
favorite. The unrated.
Time ago.
It's fucking hilarious.
The unrated. If you've never seen the first one, is probably not the way to watch
yeah,
it.
it's not. But if you've seen the
But
first
if you've
one,
seen the first one, the
Yeah.
unrated is absolutely hilarious. I love how they fucking keep in scenes that somebody just made a joke during. Like it was obviously not going to be in the movie. It's like when the dude fucking opens up the garage and he's blowing the other dude. And it's like, that's not in the movie at all.
well, didn't Seth not Seth MacFarlane? What was the other? Seth Green.
Seth Green, he's fucking great.
The Amish guy. And he says that one joke about Blink 182 or something like that.
No, it's about Fallout Boy.
Yeah, Fallout Boy.
It's because Fallout Boy's in the movie.
Yeah, that's right.
And talking about, because I guess during that time,
nude photos leaked.
Well,
something like that?
during that time,
Yeah.
I think one of the guys in Fallout Boy ended up having his dick leaked all over the fucking, the internet. So Seth Green makes a joke about that to the guy, and that the scene never went in, and the dude just looks over at him and he's like, "Dude, fucking come on, man."
Hey, is that the same movie where they like go to this Amish place and they're like Rumspringer?
Yes.
Like, yes. Okay.
It's
I
one
have
of
seen
that
that,
is it's seriously, out of all movies I've ever watched comedy wise, the first 5 minutes of that movie is the funniest 5 fucking minutes I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch it. It's been a long
so
time.
When it's
fucking
the
good.
Donut and he's talking with the donut.
Yes. That's part of it.
You don't need to do that.
The dude that walks up and asks him for directions and puts a big black dick on it, and then he walks up in the donut suit to a dude tying his daughter's shoes and goes, "Hey, I got something yummy for your daughter," and he's got a giant black dick on his fucking on the donut.
It's pretty good.
Oh, dude, it's such a
no,
good
the
fucking
other
movie.
opener was Euro Trip. Scotty.
Euro
That's
Trip's a good
another
one,
good
too.
one.
That's a
Yeah.
fucking funny
Those
one.
movies are similar categories.
Yeah.
for me.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
they are very similar. It's those sort of raunchy comedies
Yeah.
from like the early 2000s.
And when you're like the teen going on a trip type thing,
yes,
you know,
yes.
because both of them have a trip type
yeah.
thing going on.
Road Trip did the same thing. Remember
Road Trip, yeah, but that one was more of a college one. Like this
It
is
was.
the-
You're right.
This
it
one's
was
more of the
college
teen,
one.
you know, the late
Yeah.
high school type.
It's
thing.
like into high school.
Like Can't Hardly Wait is another one that
Yeah,
was kind of
yeah.
like that. And
It's sort of like into high school, between college kind of age.
it sucks because I was a sucker for all those movies.
Yeah,
I
me
loved
too.
all those. They
Yeah,
were
me too.
fun
They
to
were
watch.
gratuitous with the tits too. That's
They
the
were.
one about
Yeah,
it.
that was a
They
good part.
were
Yeah.
very, very gratuitous. I mean,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was the same way with the '80s though. All the
Yeah.
'80s, the ones that I didn't see because they were all
They
rated
don't
R, but
do that shit anymore.
No, oh God, no.
No.
They do.
It's misogynistic.
But they do it on HBO.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. If they do it, it's tasteless.
Yeah.
Or tasteful. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
but yeah, exactly. It's not the way it was back in the
Yeah.
day. Like
It's
when
not like-
people
it's
actually
not
had fun.
gratuitous. Yeah.
Well, I think there's some movies you just cannot fucking make now.
Yeah, that's
At
true.
all. Like,
That's
I mean,
true.
there's
I agree.
definitely movies that
Yeah.
we watched when we were kids. I mean, like, first off, could you make Revenge of the Nerds now?
No.
golly, no. Or Porky's.
No. Or
Revenge of the
Porky's, yeah, I
Nerds,
was
they
just
did
thinking of Porky's.
panty raids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
That's a no-no.
Yeah.
Porky's, they were like,
I mean, wasn't one of them like basically a rape scene where the guy tricks the chick
Yes.
into
no, that
fucking
wasn't
him?
basically it.
It was a rape
was
scene.
a rape.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
dude
but that was-
raped her.
That was okay back then.
It was
in the
fine
80s. It was
back
like,
then.
oh man, you
Silly.
got him,
Yeah.
woo!
Well, in
Yeah.
Porky's, that gal grabs a dude's dick through the hole.
yeah, I was gonna say.
And then
they go
wants
in there,
to and
they're
wants to
watching the
find
chicks
she's
shower
like,
and shit.
show me, make them pull their pants down right now. I
Yeah.
want to show you who it
A
is.
teacher wanted to see the student's cocks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's
Well, and one of the fucking teachers was fucking one of the students too.
that's
remember?
Right. Yep. Kim Cattrall, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it Kim Cattrall?
Yeah,
that
Kim
was
She
Cattrall
was
is in
hot
it.
back in the day.
God damn. You get her up in the rafters. that
Yeah.
smell
She
gets
was the
you
one that they
going.
were like, oh, she screams like crazy.
Yeah. Oh.
And yeah, like a wolf. That's what it
Yeah,
was. And
that's
then
what it was.
people, they didn't realize that they were in the ducks or right behind the ducks, where the ducks would fucking. Oh, dude, it was. Porky's was great. Porky's 2 was meh.
Well, they also talked about
Yeah,
their-
Porky's
each
too
other.
wasn't very
That
good.
was another thing that was weird about it. They talked about each other's cocks.
Yeah.
Remember that? In
Mhm.
Porky's, one guy's name was like Big John or something. The big dumb dude
Yeah.
had a big dick.
Wasn't it Meat?
Meat or
I think
something
that's
like
what
that.
his
yeah.
name was.
Because he had a big dick.
But
So all his college buddies called him basically Big
I don't
Dick.
even. I think they were still high school kids in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they
it
were
was a
too.
high school
Yeah.
movie.
I think they were in high
Oh,
school.
well, even better.
It was one of the crazy thing is I saw that not too long after it came out when I was like 4 or 5.
Oh boy.
Because my parents were watching it. They didn't think that it was going to be fucking crazy. And
Yeah,
it was
well,
fucking
yeah.
crazy.
It was crazy.
Was it Porky's or Porky's 2 that had the graveyard scene too?
think that
'Cause-
might have been 2.
Because one of them had a graveyard scene where they fucking pranked the other ones like with zombies.
Yeah.
I
No,
just
that
don't-
was 2.
Was
I
that
think.
2?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Because maybe that's the one I saw, not the first one when I was a kid. Because I remember that part out
Mm-hmm.
of it, and I remember zombies being like my big fucking thing that freaked me the fuck out when
Yeah.
I was a child.
That's how I was when I was a kid, you know.
you know.
But also,
when I
zombies
was a
back
kid.
in the
I'm
day.
still.
Zombies
Jesus.
back in the day were just better. I don't like modern zombies. I don't
What?
like the way they do them these days.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Realistic looking?
No,
you
no,
mean?
no, no, no. No, it's like, I guess,
You
know,
liked it better when they would get on the radio of an ambulance and be like, "We need more brains."
like Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah,
no,
that's
that was a
100%
funny
it.
movie. That was a
Yeah.
good movie. But no, I feel like back in the day, like Night of the Living Dead.
I was gonna say, you
those-
know how Return of the Living Dead started, right? And and the Day of the Dead series.
Well, I know that. I mean, Night of the Living Dead series, those were George Romero, and then Return of the Living Dead, that was like Dan O'Bannon.
Okay, they were together working on stuff initially, and they kind of had a falling out.
Yeah.
And went their own way. One went quirky, and one went
Right,
fucking more serious.
Yeah, it was Brian Usna. He was
Yeah.
the guy that was with Romero. They split. And
Yeah.
yeah.
And then they ended up making two completely
Two
different
different ones.
styles of fucking
Uh-huh.
zombie movies that were both entertaining.
oh yeah, they're both great.
know,
What was
But
the
they're
one
very
with-
different
What was
movies.
the one with Ving Rhames?
That was Dawn of the Dead.
Was that
Yeah.
Dawn of the Dead?
Yeah,
yeah,
Dawn of
but
the
he
Dead.
was also
But
in a
it's part-
remake of
it's-
Day of the Dead.
I was
as
gonna
well.
say it's
Yeah.
part of the Day of the Dead series
Ah,
is what it is.
I got you.
So you had Return of the Living Dead, and then you had Night of the Living Dead,
Well-
Day of the Dead series.
Yeah, those were separate series.
But
yeah.
they were still part of the same series. They were
Not
they followed this,
technically.
but they followed the same guidelines in those.
Oh
series,
yeah.
Is what I
Well,
mean. They went down the same fucking road essentially.
yeah.
While the Night of the Living Dead went down this road of like the zombies could still talk and stuff.
No, that was Return of the Living Dead.
Or
Yeah.
Return. You're
Night
right.
of the Living
Return,
Dead, they were just basically.
yeah, the Return
know.
of the Living Dead, where they could
Yeah.
still talk, they could still fuck. So it was a weird concept.
Yeah,
Because the other ones, the zombies didn't talk; they grunted
right.
and went.
Because they were mostly just instinct.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's zombie in my opinion. Anything else is a disease.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like 28 Days Later.
Yeah.
That one was
20
more.
That
of
was
a
Rage, wasn't it?
Rage. Yeah,
Yeah.
Which
It
is
was
what
like
they
a
called it.
virus.
It was essentially a fucking mutated version of rabies.
Exactly.
Is what
yeah.
it was, and it was extremely contagious because I
Mm-hmm.
remember like some dude looked up and there was a crow above
Got-
him that
gets
fucking
just a drop
dropped
in
a
his eye.
piece of or a little bit of blood right into his eyeball.
Yeah. Get
That
back,
was enough.
stay back.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he's
Yeah.
a fucking maniac.
That was a good movie. I did like
That,
28
act,
Days
that
Later.
actor
yeah.
was.
the second one was
That was
oh,
Brendan Gleeson.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
second one
Guy
was
from Lake Placid.
okay.
Yeah, I agree. It was okay, but I don't know. It just kind of felt like it wasn't really that necessary.
I agree.
Yeah, most. It's
Well,
like it's like doing another Shaun of the Dead.
Well, the other thing,
Yeah.
the other thing about
First one was
yeah, but I
just
could
fine.
see those guys doing it and pulling it
So
off.
they did it. They did a Juan of the Dead.
Yeah.
And you know what? I've seen that. It's actually a decent movie.
was
man.
What's
pretty
the other
good.
one?
It
There's
was.
another one that was really good too, where they made fun of The Walking Dead, and like the main character like dresses like Rick is a cowboy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was fucking
Oh, is it one of
hilarious.
those Wayans brothers things? or
No,
something like that?
it's not Wayans Brothers at all. It's I cannot remember it, but it was fucking hilarious. He ends up shooting the little girl like he does in the fucking very first episode of Walking Dead. You know how he shoots that little girl that's carrying the fucking
Yeah, they
little
did.
bunny.
They did a little short video of her,
well-
a short movie of her.
Well, they did the same thing in this movie, and someone's like, "Oh man, you killed the girl zombie," and he's like, "That was a zombie," one of those jokes.
Yeah,
but
that's-
this
sounds
movie had
like-
all that type of shit in there
Sounds like
throughout it.
It was one of those. National
Yeah, it was
Lampoon
per-
things or
something
like
like I just don't remember the name, but it was funny as
You know,
fuck.
one of my favorite.
So was actually
uh,
the one with Rainn Wilson, the Cooties one.
I don't think I saw
The
that.
fuck
one.
is the name of that one? It's the one where all the kids drink like fucked up milk, and they become zombies, but they call it Cooties.
Yeah, I never saw that one.
that.
That one's actually pretty good. 'Cause it's Rainn Wilson like beating the shit out of children.
I remember something from a very
It's
long
so
time
good.
ago where there's this one guy who has it's an STD, and he's been sleeping with all these wives in
Uh-huh.
the city, and they start eating their own children
Damn.
because they get this STD from this guy. So I remember this one scene. This kid's sitting there. He's like the bully of the neighborhood, right? And he finally comes home and mom's making him like mashed potatoes. She keeps adding more milk to it. And he's like, "This is really good, Mom, but I don't need any more milk on it." It's like, "Well, I hear veal. When they make veal, that's a really young calf, and they overfeed it with milk, and that makes it really tender." So she's basically trying to tenderize her son. So she can eat it.
Yeah.
And then she bends over and bites him in the head and all that, and he runs
It's like
off.
Scott Tenorman
So they
from
become
fucking
basically
South Park.
the mothers of the town become zombies
love
because of
that.
an STD. It's fucking weird.
Damn. I haven't seen
There's
that
some
one either.
interesting
I don't
fucking.
even remember what it was called, but it was
Yeah.
a fucking. I remember that scene.
Well,
Yep.
what
Pretty
did you
vividly.
think of? Oh fuck! What is the name of that? the Brad Pitt one.
Oh,
World War Z.
Yeah,
I
World
did
War Z.
not like it,
They
but I
ended-
also read the book first.
Well, the book is nothing like it, so that
Nothing
you can't
like
even
it.
you can't even
Yeah.
Yeah,
compare
the
it.
very end is where I kind of.
The book's awesome.
Didn't the zombie talk to him through the glass wall or
No.
something like that?
No, the zombie didn't talk to him. So what happened? The ending of it was he infected himself with a lethal disease
Yeah.
yeah.
that also had, but that had a cure, right? That he knew that he could cure himself of, and it's because the zombies. He noticed throughout the entire fucking movie that the zombies would just run past people that had terminal illnesses
Yeah.
because the disease that took over them understood that it's not going to live if it goes into
Right.
this thing. So, like, if somebody had terminal cancer or, some sort of other disease,
Yeah.
that they would just
he
run
was
past.
staring face to face.
So, yeah,
with
that's
one
what he
of them.
did is
Yeah,
he stabbed himself and gave himself this disease because he went to, like, a CDC-style place
Yeah.
in Europe.
That's what it was.
And he ended up walking out or opening up the door, and the zombie that was trying to attack him earlier just started looking at him and obviously sniffed it out that, like, no, this one's not worth it.
Yep,
Yeah.
this one's not a good one.
So,
I remember that being
So-
a very tense scene. That's
yeah,
what I
so
remember from it. That
I
was
liked
tense.
the concept of the movie.
Yeah.
You know, there were some things that I was like, I think actually what my problem with the movie was, it just moved too fast.
It did move really fast.
Because I like the concept.
Yeah, it
I-
was stressful.
It
I
didn't-
remember it being very stressful.
Well,
the
yeah,
whole
and
fucking
And also,
time.
in the movie, the zombies in the movie are totally different from the zombies in the book as well.
Well,
Because
yeah.
the zombies in the book are
But
like your conventional zombies.
I was going to say, you got to also remember that all they did is take the name. You
That's
know,
it,
You know what
yeah,
the book
yeah.
is, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because you said you read it,
Yeah,
right? It's
uh-huh.
all it is letters to your
It's
to people.
Yeah, it's a bunch of different, basically letters or journal entries
Yes.
and things like that of people.
It's stuff that you're reading from somebody that
Yeah.
witnessed it firsthand.
but
cool.
it goes throughout the
and,
whole pandemic.
and there's like what
from
20,
beginning to end.
20 some
Something
versions
like
of
that,
it.
yeah. And the thing is, though, they're really cool because they go throughout the world, throughout the pandemic, from the beginning all the way to the end, and you see it from different perspectives throughout the world on
That's
how
kinda
people are
cool.
dealing with it.
Yeah, and it's what made by Max
Brooks.
Max Brooks.
Yeah,
Mel
yeah.
Brooks'
Well, it's
kid.
the same thing of I
It's
Am
a really good
Legend,
book.
too. The book was far better than the movie.
I didn't mind the movie though. on
Which
that one.
Which one?
I Am Legend.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, you also
because
gotta
it was
remember that
sex based too. That's what
that was-
the book
yeah.
was.
There was also what was
A
the
lot of
original
like
name
he,
of that?
He was fucking.
it
one of
was
the
called
zombies.
Millennium Man.
The original movie was.
I think it was
oh,
something like
God.
that. Millennium Man.
I think
or
it
some
was
shit
something like that too.
What, the I Am Legend?
Yeah, that's the original name
Uh.
for it because I think it was originally a movie in the 70s or something like that.
Yeah, it was like mid 70s. Omega Man. The Omega
There
Man.
you go.
That's
I
what
knew
it
it
was.
was something
that
Man.
sounds
Had
familiar.
Charlton Heston in it.
Yeah. Well, and I mean,
Yeah, he
they're-
had like prostitute zombies in this thing in the book anyway.
dude, this is why you guys have to watch Range 15. God damn it.
Yeah.
That's a good fucking
Range
zombie
15.
movie.
That's another one I think I've heard of.
I've
but I
told
don't
you
think I've
about it
seen
on this fucking show.
Yeah.
Watch Range 15. It's fucking hilarious. Midget zombie bites his dude dick off. It's fucking great.
Oh, well, that would
that's
do it.
That's enough for you, right?
Hell
I'm
yeah.
already sold, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite zombie movie though is the Tom Savini remake of Night of the Living Dead. It came out in 1990, and it stars Tony Todd, the guy that played Candyman.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
And he plays the main character from the original. You know, because you had the black guy and the woman who was scared
Yeah.
at the beginning, Barbara. Well, in this version, Barbara's scared throughout half of it, and then she kind of comes out of her trance and starts actually helping, and which she never
I
did
don't
in the
know
original
what my
movie.
favorite fucking zombie movie would be.
Yeah, but that's one of my favorites. I love that one.
I'm trying to think
It's
of
a
what
great
it would
remake.
be. I don't know. Maybe 28 Days Later. Actually,
28 Days Later is
because
probably
it's
one of
not.
my-
I mean, it's
my
not a
top ones, too.
traditional fucking zombie movie.
It's not, but they put a spin on the zombie formula.
Yeah.
And they made it an original.
Yeah,
film.
that's why I think that's why I liked it so much because it was such a breath of fresh air.
It really was
in
yeah.
the zombie genre.
Yeah, it was
Back when the zombie genre is starting to kick off again.
exactly. Yeah,
And it was like, oh shit, somebody did something different with zombies.
Yeah. And the thing is, but for a lot of us, we've been watching zombie movies since we were kids. So
Yeah.
for us, it wasn't anything new. This whole new resurgence of zombies. This is a lot of these people.
Well,
It's their first exposure.
the first
to
one that I
zombies.
ever watched was Return of the Living Dead.
Oh yeah.
That was the very first one
God,
I
I
watched.
love that movie. It's
I
great.
remember seeing the scene when the fucking half dog that's fucking up on the shelf
Uh-huh.
just starts coming alive and it's
Yeah.
a little wiener dog.
Uh-huh.
It starts going bark 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 inside its little fucking case.
I think
It was cut in half so
Because
you
that
could see all
gas
the
is
fucking
turning anything
Yeah.
that's dead into
And then you
One
get
of
to
them.
see all the tits of the punk rocker chicks
The
in
punk
the fucking
rocker,
graveyard.
yeah, Linnea Quigley. Yeah, that's,
I don't know her
that's what her
fucking
name was. She
My
was
bad,
A,
I didn't fucking do research
no,
on
she
the
was
naked.
no, she was a popular. She was a popular chick from like 80s slasher films that showed her tits all the time. Linnea
See, I
Quigley.
was also never into slasher films.
Oh, okay. Like slasher movies, horror films in the 80s. She was
See,
in a
that's the
bunch of
thing.
them.
Like, I know a lot of people that are way into horror movies and shit like that. I just never got into it.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
mind them. I don't have a problem with them.
I love horror.
But
films.
Yeah, the
well, that's
Tales from the Crypt.
I loved that
God,
shit.
I love those.
Those are really good ones.
They're so good.
I
I
love
remember
that.
revisiting those recently, and I was like, "Oh, I forgot all about these." And the ones with
Tales from the Dark Side. I love.
I love that show.
There
Tales
was
from the
one
Dark
with
Side.
What was the
Leslie
other one?
Nielsen.
Oh, yeah.
What
But
was
that's
that one
that's
where-
the movie.
Oh, you're talking about Creepshow.
Yeah,
Creepshow.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking
Where
god!
he
that was
drowns Ted
awesome.
Danson.
Well, you know who?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know who? It's,
Yes.
You know who it's
Yeah,
writ-
that was a great
You know
one.
who those are all like written? Not all of them, but a lot of them are written by.
Stephen
King.
Stephen King.
Because he starred in one.
He's
Yeah.
in. Yeah,
he's
the
the one that turns it. He's the fucking
the
the
farmer
redneck.
that
yeah.
finds the meteor.
Yeah.
and turns
oh,
into a fucking
meteor
tree.
Shit.
Yeah.
That was
I
fucking
love that
awesome,
shit.
No,
man.
those were great. Because Creepshow was part of the Tales from the Crypt stuff.
I
I
don't
think
think it
it
was.
No,
It was.
Tales from the Crypt was a different.
It was its own thing, but it was.
Creepshow was-
It was a. The
I
Creep
thought you
Show
still
was.
had the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah. Well, it's not the
No,
Crypt Keeper. It was the
yeah,
Creep. They called him.
Creep was in
Oh.
the Crypt
Yeah,
Keeper.
or the Creeper or
Yeah.
something like that.
But there was also the one.
They
with
had
the
a
cat.
second one too.
They did. Yeah.
I've never seen it.
I actually have it on DVD. It's pretty good. There's a scene in it where there's these two people on a raft and they're trying to stay on the raft because if they go in the water, this like living oil slick will eat them, and it's like surrounding the raft. But there's this part in it where the girl falls asleep and the guy starts molesting the girl in her sleep on the raft,
Of course. he
As
does.
one does.
and then they're both killed by the thing.
Well, and that's usually
That's
how it
karma.
always
Yeah.
ends
She
up.
shouldn't have been wearing what she was wearing, and he
Yeah.
shouldn't have been doing what
She
he was
did
doing.
it to herself.
Yeah.
She did it to herself. By the way,
I don't
that
know why
woman,
cops
most
don't just say
amazing
that
tits
all the time.
ever.
Oh,
She
yeah.
did it to
I think
herself.
Elvira does, but I've never seen them.
Oh yeah, Elvira. Yeah.
I don't think she's ever actually shown those tits.
No,
I
I mean,
don't think so either. She's had the booby
she
tassels
became
on them.
a lesbian too.
Well, good for her. Or
Yeah.
good for whoever gets with her.
Well, it's funny. I think she was like married till she was like 50 something.
She
and
looks
then
hot as fuck now in her 70s.
Yeah, she's not bad looking.
Yeah,
any-
she's
know.
gorgeous.
But in her 50s, she was just like, you know what? I'm into ladies. And then she was like, I'm done with this relationship. You
Ouch.
know. Another show that would have been fucking great that if they could have kept it going, Twilight Zone.
Oh,
yes,
I know.
well, you know what? That's actually one I wouldn't mind them redo.
Yeah.
bringing
They already
back
did.
to life.
Do you know what
They
one of my
already did recently with Jordan Peele. He's the new Rod Serling guy.
No shit.
Yeah, but he won't.
I haven't
hire,
watched any of it yet, though.
He
I
says
haven't
he
seen
doesn't
any
want to
of it.
hire any white people.
I have read that. That's
It's
so
like,
fucked
what?
up.
Why?
That's so
to
fucking
play,
racist.
Not to hire any to play leads. And I'm like, well, if you're already going in with that, like, I think you should just hire the lead that's the best for the fucking show.
Well, we've already had that discussion. It's his call. It's his show.
I agree.
So be it.
I still think it's weird.
It's dumb.
But what if I went in there and I was like, I'm not gonna have any black leads?
ooh,
Yeah,
golly.
it seems.
Oh, exactly. That's the thing.
And I like Jordan Peele.
See,
I think he
I
actually
do
makes
too.
good shit.
I do
Yeah,
too,
he
but
really
that's the
does.
thing I hate about this whole double standard is that, like for instance, the race swapping characters, for instance,
Like Quantum Leap.
right? Where now the new Quantum Leap he's an Asian guy.
Yeah.
It's not even the same character anymore. It's not Sam Beckett.
No, and I'm actually fine with that.
Well,
I
yeah,
don't have a
but
problem with
I
you
just-
changing the
well, no, if you
character's
change
name
the
and
character,
everything,
that's fine.
and you're, to
yeah,
play a
but
different
then
character.
you for instance, like in that new Resident Evil show, Albert Wesker, who is a blonde white guy in the video games, was turned into a
And
black dude.
I was gonna say almost very much a very
He-
Nordic
Yes,
white guy.
he looks like Nordic. He
Yes.
does. And but the thing is, though, now, if say they were going to do a movie about Malcolm X or Martin Luther King Jr., do you think people would like it if they made some white guy play Martin Luther King
I would
Jr.?
say go with an Asian. That's who I
or
would
an
pick.
Asian.
Native
would say-
American.
Actually,
Or
I would
Native
say
American, any other
would
other
ac-
race but black.
Actually, I would say dig up what's his name from Breakfast
John
at
Wayne.
Tiffany's and have
Mickey
him
Rooney?
play. Mickey Rooney. Mickey Rooney
No, no.
plays Asian version of Malcolm X.
I'll do you even better. Robert Downey.
Well, he could do it though. That's the difference.
Fucking
He totally
land it.
Dude,
could
he
play
would
it.
fucking be great in. I don't know.
Dude, yes.
I
Martin
still
Luther
can't wait-
King Jr. starring
Robert
Robert
Downey.
Downey
Hollywood
Jr.
is
did
crazy.
Did you see how people were getting super pissed about God, what's his fucking name?
Little
playing,
Mermaid?
No.
Oh.
Playing Fidel Castro. God damn it, what's his name?
I don't think I heard about
Jonah
that one.
Hill's friend and fucking what's his name's friend? God damn it.
Jonah Hill.
No, not just Jonah Hill, but also fucking
Franco?
Yes, Franco. Franco is playing fucking Fidel Castro.
I could see it.
Well, the weird thing is I forget
I don't
who it
know.
was. Somebody
could see it.
Somebody freaked the fuck out
Fidel
about it.
Castro, really? James Franco?
Yeah, I could
Well,
see it.
the funny thing is
Weird
somebody
casting.
freaked the fuck out about it. I can't remember who it was. Oh, I think it was John Leguizamo. Was freaking the fuck out. Oh, you can't get somebody that's of that heritage, and it's funny because
Oh,
Franco was like, well, yeah, but I'm actually part
Hispanic,
Cuban.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
like 3/4
Yeah,
or,
isn't his-
or
his
a half
grand-
or something
his
like
granddad
that.
or something like
Yeah.
that.
It was like straight from Cuba.
See, this
So
is
it's like-
that's the kind of shit I'm just sick
But
and
my
tired
thing
of,
is
though.
my thing is I don't care what race they are. Do they look like the character?
Yeah, can they play the character?
Yes.
Are they good at playing that character? That's all that really matters when it
Yeah.
comes down to it. But they're doing these swaps for political reasons only.
That's the problem.
That's
I have.
the problem I
Yeah.
have with it. Yeah.
Well,
It seems
well, yeah,
kinda-
that's what I've noticed about this new Lord of the Rings series.
Exactly.
Now,
By the way, that show's been getting worse and worse by the
I'm
episode.
loving every fucking
You
minute. of it.
are?
Yes, I love the dialogue. I love it. I love the dialogue. I mean, granted, the
It's
last
like some of the worst dialogue I've ever heard in the show.
The last one really kind of annoyed. I will say I was annoyed the fact that no, you're off the island, and then petals fell from a tree, and like
oh yeah, and then she changed her mind.
we changed our mind.
That's literally how
Yeah.
the whole show's been. Dude, like the fucking
'Cause I-
Hardfoots, they're like,
here-
oh, nobody walks alone. Nobody goes away.
here's-
Then the guy breaks his ankle. They're like, fuck you, you're staying.
Here's what I thought was weird about that because I was like, what did I miss? Because I saw the tree and the petals blowing.
You
and
missed
all-
nothing.
And all of a sudden they're up announcing that they're ready to go to war. I'm
You
like,
know-
wait,
Yep.
You know what it is?
she was just kicked
know why?
off.
You know what it is?
That's called bad
They had
writing.
just watched
Bad editing.
Avatar, and they're like, "Oh shit, those little fucking like octopus-looking things that come from the tree.
Yeah.
They like him, so
Essentially, that's what it was.
that's what it is. They're like, we don't have any writing skill.
Yeah.
Let's write what
Well,
another
from what
movie
I hear
did."
about because I haven't seen it, but what I hear about the Game of Thrones series,
That's great.
it's like a teen.
It's fucking way better.
Way
it's
good.
It's a teen movie. It's like a teen
No.
No, it's
high
not.
school
No,
movie
it's
with
not.
it's set in.
Nope.
That's
Nope.
what I'm hearing.
Okay, well then you're hearing bullshit.
Well,
Yeah.
I
Who'd you
haven't
hear it
seen
from?
it.
That
Who'd you
is
hear it from?
not what
Who'd you
it's
hear
about.
it from? Who'd you hear it from?
Felonious falafel.
Felonious Falafel.
Does that person love Lord of the
Wow.
Rings?
Yes.
Ah, that's
That's
why.
Yeah.
He's because there's this
Let me
fucking
guess.
battle going on.
let me
between
guess.
the
Oh,
two.
we've got a Star Wars thing going
Yes.
on.
Let me guess.
Oh,
Let me guess.
exactly.
Shit.
Let me guess. They have a Ukrainian flag at their house that also has the colors of the LGBT
I
movement.
don't know about that.
That's my guess.
Yeah,
No, this guy's-
that's
he's-
mine too.
He's
I
that
totally
one,
agree.
He's that one
It's the same
comedian I
thing.
sent you the video of him talking about his boss and how much he hates his job.
It's that guy?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that guy, he's
He's
trying to be a
hilarious.
comic.
Yeah, he's funny.
I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
know,
he
man.
is. I don't know, but
I mean, if he's giving you advice and you're following
No,
it,
it's just
and
his, one
we
of his,
don't
one of his
agree
things
at all.
saying that
Yeah.
was just
what
it
it
was a
sounds like to
teeny-
me is
teeny
that
boppy movie.
this guy's loves.
nothing like
he's
that.
trying to
No.
defend Lord of the Rings, and because right now, House of the Dragon is eating Rings of Power's lunch
Yeah.
and making Amazon look
Dude.
bad in the ratings, and
The Game of
there's
Thrones
this
show.
the fans of Rings of Power are getting really pissy at the Game of Thrones.
so
fans.
here's what I'll say about the Game of Thrones show. If you liked the first like 4 or 5 seasons
Yes,
of
loved
the
it.
original one, this is on that par.
I agree.
That's good.
Yes.
Yeah, like I
It's
said, I
fucking
haven't seen it.
great.
Probably won't see it for a good long time, but
Dude, it's an excellent
I'm
show.
not
It's
going to
really
argue
good.
against it because I haven't seen it, so I won't say which.
Oh no,
one
but
is better
I
than
haven't
others.
seen your bullshit
But
fucking
I
Lord of the
really
Rings
like-
shit.
I really like
I'll
the
argue
Rings of
against
Power.
it.
I
I've been
like it.
watching every episode of both of them.
Yeah. Comparatively, you'd go with
House of the Dragon,
Yeah.
bar none. Like the writing is
Dude, and
really good.
Damon is just
Damon's
fucking
amazing.
great.
Oh my god, dude, Matt Smith is killing it as Damon
The,
Targaryen.
fuck, I can't remember who they originally thought that they were gonna get.
Jon Snow.
No, Yeah, so actually he's getting his own show.
There is talk of him getting a
No,
new,
it's
his
not
own
talk.
show.
He's
Yeah?
getting it.
Is he really?
That was actually one of the things that he had
On
talked
the
him
wall,
into
he's
before.
gonna be. There's gonna be Jon Snow on the wall.
north of the wall. So
Maybe they could just
maybe they redeem him.
They're gonna
Maybe they
somehow.
could just
or something like that.
pretend like the
Give me a
last 2 seasons
good
didn't
break.
happen. And
No,
redo
you can actually redeem it from, you can be like, yeah, we made a lot of mistakes. Brand shouldn't be in. Although, apparently, they got that from George R.R. Martin.
They did. Yeah, I heard that
Brand,
too.
and it
Mhm.
doesn't make any fucking sense.
Makes no sense.
What-
Even though
first off-
Bran throughout the series
It's
is
saying,
like,
no,
I don't want to be king.
no, it's not
I'm,
even I
you
don't
know,
want to be. I'm the three-eyed raven. I can't
I
be
can't
king.
be exactly.
I am
Yeah.
somebody completely different. I'm not
Yeah.
even Bran.
No, he's not anymore. Yeah, that's the thing. The last couple seasons
Fuck
of that
you, Tim.
were terrible,
Fuck
terrible
you.
writing as
What
well.
I fucking do. I'm just sitting there with my thumb
But,
about that, dude.
But no, House of the Dragon's fantastic. It's the first episode was a little
This
slow.
is just the episode of us
Well,
talking
that was the
about
same thing
shows
about
and
Lord of the
movies we
Rings.
watched.
That's basically what we've done. This is like a movie review.
But
Yeah, this
but
is
the
our
thing
one-time movie
Lord
review
of the
episode
Rings,
of
honestly,
every fucking thing we've ever
Yeah,
seen.
Just
like
geeking out, man.
I've like it's like one scene doesn't flow from the other very well, and also it's like the dialogue at times contradicts itself. Like it'll say one thing, and then a minute later it'll contradict itself.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, these people that wrote this are not talented writers.
Well, you know what show I'm trying to revisit? Because the first 2 seasons I thought were so fucking good.
Uh-huh.
Westworld.
Oh yeah, I only ever saw the first season.
The first
And the
season,
first season was awesome.
amazing.
Yeah, it was so
Yeah,
good.
those
The
first
second
few
season
episodes were mind-blowing.
drops off
Yeah.
a little
What
bit,
the
but it
fuck?
drops off just because I think of what's happening and everybody's kind of becoming aware.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the third season, like I tried to get into it, but I was hoping they'd just stay in Westworld or go to the fucking Japanese one or whatever.
They they leave into the real the regular
Yes,
world.
they
right?
go and they start hailing a person
yeah.
with your arm the way you
Taxi!
did.
You
Yeah.
see that one
Taxi.
chick too. I like that chick.
Hail taxi.
What's her, what's her name? She
Kevin-
shows up naked a lot in that. The actress, the blonde actress. The really
She doesn't. No,
Evan Rachel Wood.
She doesn't.
Evan or Evan?
Evan.
Evan.
Rachel
yeah.
Wood.
She's
Yeah.
not naked in it.
She does an interview with what's his name right across from her.
Yeah, but you don't see anything because it's
Oh,
all
that's not-
strategically.
Oh yeah.
all of it's strategically covered.
Yeah, it's
all
like
of
you,
it.
you
Her
see
hair
above
comes
here.
out
Mhm.
right over
that's
her
enough
tits.
for me, dude. I got like 3
No,
times
you
to see
you get
that.
to see her body, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's not actually
She's
naked.
gorgeous.
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah.
I actually like Thandie Newton.
Oh, Thandie Newton's
I
beautiful.
For a chick that's in her 50s,
yeah,
she's
she's
amazing
always
looking.
been
She,
beautiful.
which one is she?
She's
She
the
plays Maeve.
yeah, Maeve.
Yeah.
She's the one. She's the head prostitute.
yeah.
The black
At the
chick.
saloon.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry. Did you want me to narrow it down anymore?
Yeah, she was.
She's the British black chick.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was the one that was in Chronicles of Riddick.
Yes.
I haven't seen that in so
She was in
long.
that and Mission Impossible 2, I think, as
Yep.
well.
I've always thought she was fucking.
Oh,
hot.
me
she's
too.
gorgeous,
Yeah,
yeah.
she's always been
Um,
beautiful.
But yeah, no, I liked her character a lot. You know, hers the one, especially when she's like, I'm just doing all this on my own, and then come to find out, like, no, somebody programmed you to do all this and
Yeah.
think on your own and all this
Yeah.
shit. Like, none of what you're doing is actually you.
Somebody that
And
I
she's
remember
like, fuck
that.
and it fucked up her programming. She like died for a moment.
Yeah, because I remember that in the first season where she
Think
kind of
that
finds
was-
out that somebody
Was that the first season? Yeah.
Was it the first? Because I only saw the first season, so I just
Yeah,
remember when
yeah,
she
yeah,
escapes.
She
you know.
well, she tries.
Or
It's weird.
oh, okay, maybe there's more to it that I didn't see, but yeah, no, but it's a great show, and because it's
the
based
first
off an
two.
old movie
Yeah.
from
Called
back in the
Westworld.
Day. Yeah, called Westworld. Yeah, but it was starring Yul Brynner. Yul Brynner played the part that Ed Harris plays.
Yeah.
Well, he was
that-
a fucking creep in that. I remember that too.
Yeah.
Well, that was the one thing I liked too, is the fact that they have him young and old,
Mhm.
but you don't really know until like they all converge
Yeah.
at this one point.
They see that is some damn good plotting right there.
yeah.
Is because you don't even know until a certain point that these are two completely different times.
Yes.
That these are
Way
you're
different
thinking they're
timelines.
happening
They're like
concurrently.
30 or 40 years apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think they're happening the same time throughout most of the series.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so well
because
done.
they wove it in so well, and they also
Exactly.
wove the hosts in so well too.
Mhm.
Like I can't remember the dude's name in the show, the Mexican dude that he fucking plays this character perfectly, but he plays like 2 separate characters in it. But you don't realize that he's 2 separate characters until a certain point.
Yeah.
Where it converges.
God, what is that dude's name?
I can't remember, but he's fucking great. No, there is a Hector, though.
Well, of course there's a Hector.
There's a Hector.
When you say Hispanic, there's got to be a Hector.
Hector's the one that has the scar, and everybody's making fun of the guy that chose to put a scar on his face. They're like, yeah, you're just like this fucking the bullshit version of a bad guy, you know?
Yeah, well.
Let's see. Show more, because that's definitely not it.
Nope.
Is
that him right there?
No, that's Hector.
No. Oh, you're right. You're right.
That guy right there.
Oh, Clifton Collins Jr. Yeah.
That guy is fucking great.
He's a great actor, too.
His storyline within it is so fucking good. But I just like the idea of the show. And now that they're gone off the island, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's why I started rewatching it to see if maybe it leads in now that, because they had like a long break between season 2 and season 3.
Was that because of the pandemic?
I think that was part. Well, I think that was part of it. I think there were 2 things that happened. Like, one, there were contract disputes, and it took a while to get all that shit done. And then the pandemic happened, and then it took even longer to get everything. But the show, I thought it was excellent writing.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, I heard some people didn't like that they left the park or whatever.
Yeah.
But
because it's on an island. Is where the park is.
Yeah, it's on an island, and they're basically in like the far future.
Jurassic
much, right?
Park Island.
Yeah, pretty much.
With robots.
With robots.
You can put things
Texans.
in their butt.
Yes. You can.
Actually,
it's amazing.
You literally can.
That's 100% part of it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, there's a lot of rape in that.
You go to the brothel, you could put something in Tandy Newton's butt.
They keep saying Tandy Newton.
Tandy?
That's how it's
I think it's actually Thandy.
Is it Thandy?
I think so.
Okay. I know there's an H in there.
Yeah. It's how we pronounce T's and H's together.
The
Thandy.
Thandy.
How about Kevin? Go fuck yourself. I think that sounds good.
No
T, no H in there, but
no lube.
What?
Hot?
What?
Whiskey.
Are you a white man?
Whoa.
You are
dude,
white?
I'm pretty sure I saw a fucking
Stephen
big time
Og's in that
skinhead dude recently.
Really?
Oh yeah, he had a bald head and everything. That's not why. It's the fact that he had skin written over on the back of his fucking head, and then had like Nazi tattoos all
he had
over
his
him.
flags out. Is what
and
he was
then
doing.
face tattoos and shit.
Oh, that's
it's like,
cool. Good for him.
like, oh, okay.
He's not afraid to be.
Kevin's like, I hate those guys. They're on my newsletter.
They never write back. I hate those guys.
Yeah, they're just not punctual. really mad about
They always
that.
throw my newsletters in the garbage, sons of bitches. I work hard on those.
Yeah.
Marshawn Lynch is in the fucking show?
There's some
he
pretty
is.
unique faces that I'm seeing in
the
there
fuck?
too. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He's in the newer episodes.
Oh, he is.
The guy from
That's right.
The guy
Beast mode.
from oh gosh, that video game series.
Hey,
The last
Tommy
one,
Flanagan.
He's in it. Stephen Ogg.
Wait a minute. Okay, so I knew a kid named Tommy Flanagan when
you really?
I was younger. Yeah.
Really?
Tommy Flanagan. We used to play football with him. We'd make fun of him all the time.
Did you cut him with a knife and give him a terrible scar?
Yeah,
No.
right on the face.
No, but he had like bright red hair, and everything. We'd make fun of him all the time, mainly the red hair.
That's a wonder why people
Poor
kill
gingers.
themselves around you, Shane. We make fun of him all the time. We fucking
Look,
Well,
punch
that's
his
why
dick.
if you
gingers are
can't
vanishing
fucking
from
put
the
up with
world.
it
Just
and have to
Jesus.
take the easy
Yeah,
way
it's
out,
their
then I
fault.
say
I keep forgetting it's their
bid you a
fault.
fond farewell.
Fucking prick.
Fuck him. I don't care.
That's apparently, man.
It's
wild.
not wild.
Good for you.
It is
bud.
what it is.
Hey, it's got
Anyway,
Sonata.
I guess
Lot of
this
good
will
actors.
conclude our nice little
Yeah, it was
movie review
Our little
episode.
kind of a
Talk about the TV shows
kind
and
of a
shit.
limp lead out right there, wasn't it?
What are you gonna do?
It's like, and I love you.
Look, there's sometimes I jerk off, and that's exactly the way it ends up. You're like,
Follow,
oh wow,
subscribe,
that felt like it wasn't worth it.
tell your friends,
Kind of just fell out.
tell your mother, tell your grandma, tell that uncle that touched you in places that you don't want to talk about.
I'd say probably
tell the
stay away from
officers.
that uncle.
Stay away from him, but send him the link.
Why?
Tell your guy.
You are
You want to be
counselor.
associated with like child rapists?
No, we just want people to watch the fucking show. I don't care who the hell they are.
I mean, I guess. I mean, it would be kind of cool if like Kim Jong-un or whatever the fuck the new
Watch,
one is.
He becomes our biggest fan.
Yeah, he's like, well, #1 fan.
They're like, come to North Korea. We party.
Tell that Jason guy I #1 fan. All right, goodbye, everybody.
Have a good one.